Hey everybody, it is Bryan here with another spiritual roadcast. This is going to be the last one of 2022, and I'm planning on making podcasts more regularly in 2023. What I wanted to talk to you about, and what I was moved to talk to you about today, is your ability to understand what's happening in the spirit world. And for those of you that are unsure if you were born with the ability to connect to energy and spirit in general, I'm here to tell you that you absolutely 100% have been born with it. I know I've said this in the past, but all you need is a spirit to be able to communicate and to feel energy and use these special, subtle senses that you were born with, and you've actually had longer than your physical senses. You were spirit before you were physical. And those spirit senses that map over our physical senses, they're the same. So you've always had these. Now, what's the difference, you may say, Bryan? Because I see all these psychics and mediums out there on TV and on the internet and in books, and I meet them, and every single one of them seems to have, right from birth, been super sensitive and all that in a bag of chips. Well, it's like we all have the ability to play a sport, but it's what you put into it. Some people are like naturally born for a variety of reasons to be like basketball players. Maybe they're like insanely tall, so they have an advantage. Maybe they're really quick. Maybe they have a good hand-eye coordination and they can really whack a ball. And they don't have to practice much about it. Same thing with students. Some are just natural sponges for information, and they can pick up math and they can visualize math. They're just really good. Some people have to really work at it. What comes to mind is a professor in college for Economics 101. And he admitted to us one of the first classes that the things did not come naturally to him, and he had to work at it. And I thought that was really interesting, and it really allowed me to understand that I'm not going to be great at everything right away, and some things I will need to practice. One of the things I need to practice is learning foreign languages. Apparently, I can't just listen to it once or just pick it up naturally. I really have to practice. So spirituality and connecting to spirit might be one of those ones that are not innately natural for you, and it takes you time. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But I wanted to give you one secret. And this is, I've said this a lot in my meditations. And, meditations are great. Are they required for getting into really communicating with spirit and with your higher self and all that, spirit guides? No. You don't need to meditate or be able to meditate for 15 minutes to be able to do this. You don't. You can absolutely have a what you would call a process. You can have a process if it helps. In the beginning, for everything you do, processes are great because they allow you to repeat something the same way each time. And the more we practice, the better we become. So a process is great, don't get me wrong. But is it required? No, it's not. So remember what I said. You have everything that you need in order to connect to spirit already. You have a soul. You have a spirit. And that's really what it is. It's spirit to spirit communication. Now, when you do psychic stuff, it's living spirit to living spirit. When you do mediumship stuff, it's living spirit to spirit without a body. Yeah. That's also why I say that spirit mediums or psychic mediums aren't really a thing, because all mediums are psychic, and all psychics can be mediums. It's the same way of communicating. It's just taking it the next step to trusting yourself. You trust yourself. Because there's a lot of things naturally that we just assume everybody can do when we meet somebody, right? Let's take that for example. So psychic can be really easy because you have visual feedback, and at the same time, you are really, you're pulling in this information and you're not giving yourself credit for where it's coming from. For instance, you meet somebody. You obviously can tell their gender, right? You can get this information from their energy, not realizing that you're getting it from your energy, lying to yourself and saying it's because of the way they look. Okay, you can tell somebody by being in their presence if they're a hard worker, if they're kind, if they're loving, if they're humorous, if they're good-natured. All these things you can get just from being in the presence of somebody's energy. And 9 times out of 10, when we do that, we are not going to correlate that with being psychic and reading their energy. You're not. You're just not. Because we're not programmed to do that, although that is exactly what's happening, friends. So because you have that, and because you believe that it's just because of being in their presence and it's not psychic at all, people are more likely to become or practice or think that they're just psychic rather than mediums. Mediums are the same thing, only you don't have that physical body in front of you. You don't have it. It's something subtler. It's just the spirit without the envelope around it. And that can be frightening and scary to people, not because they're frightening and scary, but because they're afraid to be wrong. So that's why I say psychic mediums don't exist, because it's one and the same, and that all psychics are mediums too. They just don't want to take that extra step and trust. But let's get back to that one tip that I'm going to give you. Because if you remember, I said that you don't need a process. A process helps, of course, but let me tell you the secret. The secret is just this. Be. Be. Just be. That's the secret. That's all there is to it. Just like in meditation, I said that we are most powerful in the moment. And we are all living these busy lives. These busy lives have us worrying about maybe mistakes we made in the past and worried about the future. What's that paycheck going to look like? What do I have on the calendar? Do I have medical appointments coming up? Do I have, what do I have the kids up to? How am I going to get it all done? What about my work? What about schooling? I can't concentrate. I got too many balls in the air. All those things make you less powerful because we only have 100% of our own energy. We only have 100% of our own energy. And to be able to effectively communicate with energy and spirit to spirit, we need to focus 100% of our energy, no less, now, in the moment. And I'm willing to bet you've got at least 50% in the past and 50% in the future. Half in the past, half in the future. Those levels may vary slightly, but it's pretty close, I assume. So how much does that leave for you now, in the present moment? Well, it leaves slim to none, and slim just left. So what's the difference between you and somebody you see on TV that's been this way from birth? Focus. That's it. Focus. And do you know how easy it is to begin to develop focus? It is unbelievably super easy. And why do I believe that this is super easy? I believe it's super easy because it makes us better. It allows us to be the best selves we can be. It allows us to be present for people that need it and to help other people. We have to meet them in the present to be that for somebody. How often have you had a conversation with somebody and you weren't fully there? You're kind of hearing them, but you're kind of not. You're kind of listening, but there's still a million and one other things racing through your mind at the same time. Friend, that is not a help to you or them. It's a waste of time. So let me get to it, because I want you to practice this, and I want you to be the best you can be. And by doing that, you can be the best you for others. And you can help teach them to be the best them. And as we spread this, it helps everybody, because have you ever been in a room that somebody just lights up? Have you been in the presence of someone who's calm and present? It just changes everything. So let's get to it, friends. It's as simple as paying attention to your own breath. We breathe thousands of times, tens of thousands of times a day. We do it. While we're here, it happens. It doesn't happen yesterday. It doesn't happen tomorrow yet. It happens now. So if you just stop and you set your mind not to the regrets of yesterday, not to the chores of tomorrow, but to your breath, following it in, noticing how it makes your chest, your belly rise, following it out, how it makes your chest and your belly fall, following it right now. That's the way to bring 100% of your focus, 100% of your energy into the present moment. You're training it with what's happening right now. So the next time you have that important conversation, center yourself with your breath first. Just ask for a minute. You can close your eyes if you want to, but follow that breath in and out, and in and out, and in, out. And then open your eyes and find yourself in the moment with that person. If you're working on spirit communication, either with your people, somebody else's people, or your own people, your own higher self, and your own spirit guides, close your eyes, focus in on the present, follow your breath in and out, in and out, in and out. And you can keep focusing on that as you're asking your questions. How am I doing? What is it that I need to know right now? And listen and wait and feel, because that information, it doesn't come yesterday, and it doesn't yet come tomorrow, but it does come now. But as I said, in order to fully understand it, to fully receive it, you need to be present. You need to be at the right door. You need to have the right key. And this simple practice is the right door and the right key. So if you're serious about this and you're serious about helping other people and always helping yourself, I urge you to try it. And if it resonates with you, I want you to keep doing it. I want you to be the best you can be for yourself and for others by using this simple process. You can be that. Believe in that and believe in yourself. Until we speak again, blessings to you. Namaste.